What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Ask Chuck About AI. I'm Chuck, and today we're talking about something that keeps coming up with every team I speak to. How do you actually build with AI without flying blind? Because here's the truth. AI can write code, draft plans, and automate entire workflows. But if you don't have a process behind it, you're going to hit a wall. And that wall is going to be expensive. So today, I'm breaking down the hybrid model architecture, what it is, why it works, and how to build an AI workflow that actually has governance baked in. First, let's talk about the two types of models you need to know about. On one side, you've got your workhorse models. I'm talking DeepSeek, Qwen, Gemma, Phi. These are open source, they run locally, they cost you almost nothing to operate. And honestly, they write really solid code. On the other side, you've got your frontier models, think Claude, GPT-4, Gemini Ultra. These are your elite reviewers, your auditors, your quality check layer. The mistake most people make is using frontier models for everything. That's like hiring a senior architect to hammer every nail on the job site. You don't need that, and it's burning your budget. The smarter play? Let the workhorse do the heavy lifting locally, and only bring in the frontier model when you need a real audit. Here's what I see missing in a lot of AI pipelines today. Process. Everyone's excited about autonomous agents, and yeah, they're impressive. But when things break, and eventually they will break, you need to know what happened, why it happened, and who signed off on what. Right now, most teams are just letting AI generate everything with zero checkpoints, zero validation, zero paper trail. That's not a workflow. That's a liability. What I want to see, what actually works, is a system that walks through each step. The plan, the execution, the code review, with a human or a frontier model critiquing every stage before you move to the next one. Think of it like an assembly line with quality control checkpoints, not just a conveyor belt that dumps product at the end and hopes for the best. This brings me to something we've done in traditional IT for decades that we somehow keep forgetting to bring into AI: system audits. In every mature organization you do system audits, you have governance. You have documentation that says, this was reviewed, this was approved, this was logged. Why would AI be any different? This is what I call AI governance. And it's not a buzzword, it's a survival strategy. Here's what it looks like in practice. Your local workhorse model drafts the code or the plan. The output gets flagged for a checkpoint, human or frontier model review. A critique is generated and logged. A stakeholder signs off. Then and only then does it move forward. You're not slowing down the process, you're making it defensible. And when something does break, you know exactly where it went wrong. So what does this actually look like as a tool? Imagine an application, running mostly locally, that walks your team through every stage of a business process. It's powered by an open source model like DeepSeek or Qwen. It drafts, it codes, it proposes. Then at key decision points, it reaches out to a frontier model, Claude for example, to critique the work, flag risks, and generate an audit log. Your team sees the critique. They can accept it, push back, or escalate. And every decision is time-stamped, documented, and tied to a person. That's not science fiction. You can build that today. The models are good enough. The APIs exist. The cost is manageable. What's been missing is the architecture and the process thinking. That's exactly what we're going to be covering in this channel, step by step. So if this resonates with you, if you're building with AI and you want to do it right, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. We're going to go hands-on with exactly this kind of architecture. And drop a comment below. What part of your AI workflow feels most out of control right now? I read every comment, and your question might become the next episode. I'm Chuck. This has been Ask Chuck About AI. Build smart, build governed, and I'll see you in the next one.